The story of Enoch, the man who walked with God. In the ancient days before the great flood, before kingdoms rose from the dust of the earth, there lived a man whose name moved through the generations like a whisper carried by the evening wind. His name was Enoch, a quiet figure hidden deep within the early pages of the Bible, and yet his story would become one of the most mysterious ever told. For while other men built cities, fought wars, and chased power beneath the fading sun, Enoch walked in silence with God himself. In a world slowly drowning in violence and corruption, he chose another path, a lonely path, a sacred path, and those who looked upon him could sense that something about this man was different, as though heaven itself lingered close behind his footsteps. The world around Enoch was ancient beyond imagination. Forests stretched endlessly across the earth. Rivers flowed untouched beneath skies untouched by smoke or empire, and humanity was multiplying rapidly across the land. Yet hidden beneath the beauty of creation, darkness was beginning to spread quietly through the hearts of men. Pride, greed, anger, and forbidden knowledge whispered through the generations like a slow-moving shadow. But Enoch remained apart from it all. Every morning before the first light touched the hills, he would leave his dwelling and wander into the stillness alone, and there, in the silence between the trees, he sought the presence of God. Day after day, year after year, Enoch listened while the world around him forgot how to listen, and slowly, the distance between heaven and this humble man began to disappear. People began to notice the strange peace resting upon Enoch's face. They watched him speak words that carried a wisdom older than the mountains. They saw the calm in his eyes while fear consumed the world around them, and rumors spread from village to village that Enoch had seen things no human was meant to see, mysteries hidden beyond the stars, secrets carried by angels, truths about judgment, eternity, and the fate awaiting mankind. But the greatest mystery had not yet come, because one day, Enoch would walk farther than any man had ever walked before, farther than the deserts, farther than the oceans, farther even than death itself, and in the next part, we will uncover the moment heaven opened for the man who walked with God. And if you find peace within these ancient mysteries, gently subscribe to Immersive Tales, and continue this journey into the forgotten past with us. The years passed slowly around Enoch, like drifting clouds crossing an endless sky, and the deeper he walked with God, the stranger the world around him began to feel. Men chased pleasure without rest, violence spread through the earth like fire through dry grass, and whispers of rebellion rose from every corner of creation. Yet Enoch continued his silent journey through the chaos, untouched by the hunger for power consuming mankind. There were nights when he stood alone beneath the stars for hours without speaking, gazing upward as though listening to voices carried from beyond the heavens, and some believed the angels themselves watched him from the unseen places above the earth, because Enoch was no longer living only among men, his spirit was slowly being drawn towards something eternal. Then came the visions, vast and terrifying visions unlike anything the human mind had ever witnessed before. In the stillness of the night, the heavens opened before Enoch like a great curtain pulled aside by invisible hands, and he saw realms hidden from ordinary eyes, blazing rivers of fire, mountains made of crystal, endless hosts of angels moving like living light through the darkness of eternity. He saw the Watchers, the fallen beings who descended upon the earth and corrupted mankind with forbidden knowledge, teaching men the secrets of war, weapons, sorcery, and pride, and Enoch trembled as he witnessed how deeply humanity had wandered from the ways of God. But amid the terror of these revelations, a voice spoke gently to him from the radiant throne beyond the stars, a voice filled with both sorrow and justice, warning of a coming judgment that would one day wash over the earth like a storm no man could escape. When Enoch returned from these visions, people gathered around him in fear and wonder, for his face seemed changed somehow, calmer, brighter, as though he carried traces of heaven upon his skin. He warned the people to turn back from their corruption before it was too late, but many laughed at him, while others listened in silence, unable to explain why his words stirred something deep inside their souls. Yet Enoch knew his time upon the earth was growing short. Because the voice that spoke from eternity had given him a promise unlike any ever given to another man, a promise that one day, without tasting death, he would leave this broken world behind forever, and in the next part, we will uncover the mysterious day Enoch vanished from the earth, the moment that left generations stunned and searching for answers. And if these forgotten mysteries continue to draw you deeper into the ancient world, gently subscribe to Immersive Tales, and walk beside us into the shadows of history. The morning of Enoch's final day upon the earth arrived quietly, without thunder, without warning, without any sign that history itself was about to change forever. The air was still, the hills rested beneath a pale golden light, and the world carried on as it always had, unaware that one man was about to cross a boundary no human had ever crossed before. Enoch walked alone once more beyond the edges of the villages, beyond the fields where men labored beneath the rising sun, and deeper into the silence of the wilderness where he had spoken with God for so many years. His footsteps were slow and peaceful, not burdened by fear, not touched by sorrow, because somewhere deep within his spirit, he already knew heaven was calling him home. As Enoch wandered beneath the ancient trees, the world around him seemed to grow strangely still. The wind faded. The songs of birds disappeared into silence, and even the leaves upon the branches ceased their trembling. Then, above him, the heavens opened once again, not as a dream, not as a vision, but as living reality. A radiance brighter than the dawn poured down from the sky, filling the earth with a holy light no mortal words could fully describe, and within that light, beings of unimaginable glory descended from the eternal kingdom above. Their presence carried both peace and terrifying power, and Enoch lifted his eyes toward them without fear, because these were the messengers of the God he had walked beside all his life. In that sacred moment, the distance between earth and eternity vanished completely, and Enoch, the faithful man forgotten by many generations, stepped forward into the light of heaven itself. And then, he was gone. No grave marked the place where he vanished. No funeral songs echoed across the valleys, no body returned to the dust of the earth, because Enoch had become the first man in history to escape death itself. The ancient scriptures would later speak only a few mysterious words, saying that Enoch walked with God, and then he was no more, for God took him. Yet behind those quiet words hides one of the greatest mysteries ever whispered through human history. Where did Enoch go? What did he see beyond the gates of heaven, and why was he chosen above all others? In the next part, we will uncover the hidden legends surrounding Enoch's journey through the heavenly realms, the secrets recorded in ancient forbidden texts, and the terrifying prophecies he carried about the end of the world, and if these ancient mysteries awaken something timeless within your soul, gently subscribe to Immersive Tales. And continue walking with us through the forgotten paths of history.